Let's look at the solution of prime puzzles, episode 30. Reckless Raja is a very naughty yet brilliant student. He always scores well in exams. Recently, he appeared for examination for 4 papers, namely science, English, maths, and Hindi. The maximum marks in each of these papers was 50. When the final results were declared, he was quite happy as he scored as much as he expected his marks to be. When he went home, he met his father, Reckless Maharaja, who asked him about his marks. Reckless Raja, as naughty as we know him to be, thought of playing a game with his father. Instead of telling him the marks of the 4 subjects directly, he added the marks, taking 2 subjects marks at a time of all possible combinations of 2 subjects taken at a time. So given that there are 4 subjects, 2 subjects taken at a time, there are going to be 6 combos. There are going to be 6 combos. Okay. Finally, he told his father that when all these additions of marks are arranged in decreasing order, the first value in the order is 91, the second value in the order is 89, the last value in the order is 80. Assume that his marks in all the 4 subjects were distinct whole numbers. Okay. So all the questions are theta. But if you look at question 3, it says if one of the missing values in the sequence given by Reckless Raja to his father was 85, basically it also gives you the indication there are going to be multiple cases, yet there are going to be precise values obtained as well. Question 4 also gives you the indication how many of the values in the sequence given by Reckless Raja to his father can be uniquely determined. Okay, let's try and make those cases. Let the marks in the 4 subjects be equal to A greater than B greater than C greater than D. A is not in reference to a particular subject, but A is the greatest marks that he got in any one particular subject. Now, if these 4 are the subject marks, the 4 cases that one would get would be these. And of these, hopefully you can see that this will be necessarily the highest grouping, which is told to us in the question as 91. And this will be the lowest grouping, which is given to us in the question as 80. We're also given the second highest value is 89. Now, among the 4 remaining combos, which can be the second highest? If you compare the second and the third, A is common, C is greater than D. So, of course, A plus C is higher. C is common, A is greater than B. I'm comparing the second and the fourth now. C is common, A is greater than B. So, A plus C should be higher. Next is A plus C versus B plus D. A is greater than B, C is greater than D. So, I can be confident that this grouping has to be the second highest grouping, and this is given to us as 89. So right now, what all do we have? We have A plus B plus C plus D is equal to 171. We have sum of the marks in the 4 subjects equal to 171. But what is more interesting is movement from the first value to the second value. Can you see? When you move from B to C, the value decreases by 2. So if I wanted to find out marks, individual marks, can I say if I take B as X, C will turn out to be X minus 2. Additionally, now see the movement from from the second term to the last term. From the second term to the last term, because I've taken B as X, can I say A is 91 minus X? A is 91 minus X because A plus B add up to 91. Now, when you move from the second term to the last term, and you see C remains constant, but A has changed to D. So instead of A, when you introduce a D, the value decreases by 9. Or can I say the value of D is 82 minus x. Value of D is 82 minus x. Okay. With these conditions in play, A is greater than B and C is greater than D and so on, can I say, taking the first two terms, 91 minus x is greater than x, or 2x is less than 91, or x is less than 45.5? This is the upper limit of x. We have identified x can only go up till 45. Now, looking at the last two terms, can I say x minus 2 is greater than 82 minus x, or 2x is greater than 84, or x has to be greater than 42? So the possible values of x will be greater than 42. So it starts off at 43, can go till 44, and can go till 45. These are the only three possible values that B can get. And correspondingly, what all will A get? If this is 43, this will be 48. If B is 44, A will be 47. If B is 45, A will be 46. Correspondingly, what all values can C get? C can get 41, 42, and also 43. Okay. And D, depending on what value C takes, it can be 39, 38, and 37. Okay. We have all these values lined up. We have all these values lined up. There are three potential cases. Case 1, where the marks are these, case 2, and case 3. Let us go to the individual questions now. If Reckless Raja scored second lowest marks in science, then what could be the highest score in science? Okay. Pay attention to the language of the question. Second lowest marks in science, then what could be the highest scores in science? Second lowest marks in science. C is second lowest marks in science. What could be the highest score in science? It will be this score, 43. 43 is the second lowest, and among all the second lowest values in the different cases, 43 is the highest one. So answer to the first question is 43. Second question is, what will be the second last value in the sequence given by Reckless Raja to his father? Okay. While these three values are confirmed, second lowest value if I want to see. See, the hint here is wonderful. The fact that this is a theta question, it means there will be a unique answer to this question. And if we do A plus D, B plus C, C plus D, B plus D will always turn out to be 82. B plus D will always turn out to be 82 because D is 2 more than C. Okay. So when we go to B plus C, according to case, we will end up with 84 or 86 or 88. And correspondingly, A plus D will turn out to be 48 plus 39. So 2 gone, 87, or it comes down by 1, comes down by 1. So 85 or 83. Between these two values, we don't know which will come at the top or which will come at the bottom in the arrangement of 6 values of summation of two different subjects. Between A plus D and B plus C, we don't know what will come at the top and what will come later. But we know B plus D, the second last value in the list given by Reckless Raja, that will necessarily be 82 every time. So answer to the first question, or answer to the second question will be 82. Next is, if one of the missing values in the sequence given by Reckless Raja to his father was 85, then what could be the highest mark scored by him in any of his 4 subjects? 85 has to be included. You can either work it this way, 47 and 38 add up to 85, or you can look at this case, middle case, where you do have an 85 being created. In the second case, what is the highest score obtained by Reckless Raja in one subject? That is 47. So answer to the third question will be 47. Last question, how many of the values in the given sequence by reckless Raja to his father can be uniquely determined? You can see this is uniquely determined, this is uniquely determined, this is uniquely determined, this is uniquely determined. Out of the 6 values, 4 can be uniquely determined. So answer to the last question is 4. That is the entirety of this question. A question that simply expects of you to count properly. As long as you are counting and taking care of all the conditions in the question, there isn't a lot to solve here. Okay, moving on to the next question. Ramesh, Suresh, Dinesh, Himesh went to a shop to buy sweets. Each person bought sweets in packets costing rupees 25 and rupees 125 each. One rupee or rupees 25 or 125. Each person bought at least 4 packets costing rupees 125. Ramesh, Suresh, and Dinesh spent rupees 1750 and 1500 and 1375 and 1125 respectively. Okay. The first thing I would expect a person to note when they're trying to solve this is the fact that all the numbers that are given to us, as in amount numbers, they are all multiples of 25. So instead of working with 25 and 125, let's keep it 1. This has 5. This has 70. This has 60. This has 55. And this has 45. We were also told every person has bought at least 4 packets costing rupees 125. Okay. So let us now list out all possible cases. Let us list out cases for Ramesh. Number of packets, 25 rupee packets that he's bought, let it be A. These are the 25 rupees packets. And B is 125 rupees packets. So A plus 5B is equal to 70 for Ramesh. We know B can take a minimum value of 4. So the extreme case would be 5 into 4 plus 50. A 50, B 4, we would get 70. And every subsequent value would be obtained by B increasing in steps of 1, A reducing in steps of 5. So the next value would be 5, 45, 6, 40, 7, 35, 8, 30, 9, 25, 10, 20, 11, 15, 12, 10, 13, 5, and 14, 0. I've done this entirely to list it out entirely for the sole purpose of making you see that this is how the changes would take place. I would not be doing it for the subsequent people. Hopefully you can see we get a grand total of 11 cases here. 11 cases here. We get that. Now let us do the same processing for Suresh. A plus 5B is equal to 60. Okay. So now I have 4 here, 20 gone. This will be left with 8. So next would be 5, 9, 6, 10, 7, 11, 8. What am I doing? See? This is wrong. 4 and 40, 5 and 35, 6 and 30, 7 and 25, 8 and 20, 9 and 15, 10 and 10, and 11 and 5, and 12 and 0. So we get a grand total of 9 cases here, the way Suresh could have made his purchases. Then we go to Dinesh. He spent 1375. So A plus 5B is equal to 1375 divided by 25 will be 55. Okay. We'll start off with 4 and 35. And we'll keep going up until 11 and 0. And this will be a grand total of 8 cases. I'm not counting all the cases all over again. Next, when we go to Himesh, we've got A plus 5B is equal to A plus 5B is equal to 45, 4 and 25. Okay, 25, and we'll keep going till 0 and 9. You'll get 7 cases here, 6 cases here, 6 cases. 6 cases here. How I'm jumping to these 6 cases? 11 minus 3. 9 minus 3. That is how the cases are being counted. 12 minus 3. Because from 4 onwards, it is acceptable. What from the first 12 natural numbers, the first 3 are being excluded. Therefore, you have 9 cases. From the first 14 natural numbers, first 3 are being excluded. Therefore, you get 11 cases. That is how the counting has been done. Let us get to individual questions. The first one, if all the 4 persons bought the same number of packets worth rupees 25, by how much did the total number of packets bought by Ramesh and Suresh exceed those bought by Dinesh and Himesh? They're buying the same number of 25 rupee packets. They're buying the same number of small A. They're buying the same number of A. Now, what is that precise number of A? It is immaterial. Because, can you see, this is a theta question. Again, even if you find one acceptable case, whatever answer you get there is going to be valid everywhere. So the best case for us to check is the last case. Let us check the last case because the number of 25 rupee packets that they are buying in each of these cases is identical. So when they're saying number of packets bought by Ramesh plus Suresh is 26, minus number of packets bought by Dinesh and Himesh, 11 plus 9, 20. They're effectively saying 26 minus 20 we have to do. So the answer we'd get is 6. Next question is, what is the total number of ways in which the 4 persons could have bought their respective packets? I have 11 cases for Ramesh, 9 cases for Suresh, 8 cases for Dinesh, and 6 cases for Himesh. I simply need to multiply them. So the answer here should be 11 into 9 into 8 into 6, which is equal to 99 into 48, which should be equal to 4752. This is the answer to the second question. Third is, Himesh bought the maximum number of 125 rupee packets and all of them bought a different number of 125 rupee packets. Look at Himesh. The greatest number of 125 rupee packets that he can buy is 9. So, if Himesh bought 9, the others can potentially buy 8 or 7 or 6 or 5 or 4. Yes. If Himesh bought 9, the others can buy 8 or 7 or 5, 6 or 4. Himesh can also potentially buy 8, then others would buy 7 or 6 or 5 or 4. And Himesh can also potentially buy 7, in which case others will buy 6 and 5 and 4. This much we know. Okay. If 2 of them together bought the same number of 125 rupee packets as the other 2. Now see, we have been told 2 numbers add up to 2 other numbers, and these numbers are all distinct because they have all bought a different number. So let's say this was Himesh's number, which was highest. It has to necessarily be paired up with the lowest so that the other 2 middling values are here. Only then other 2 middling values are there on the other side, so that we have this grouping here. Highest plus lowest will be equal to rank 1 plus rank 4 is equal to rank 2 plus rank 3. Okay. What could be the largest number of 125 rupee packets bought by the person who bought the minimum number of 125 rupee packets among the 4? Okay, we have to maximize this number. We have to maximize this number. If we have to maximize the lowest number, we also have to maximize the other 2 numbers. If we have to maximize the other 2 numbers and they are the middle numbers, I also have to maximize the highest number. The highest maximum number I can get here is 9. The highest maximum that Himesh could have bought could be 9. Correspondingly, the other two highest numbers that can be included are 8 and 7. Who gets what? I don't really care for. But now the lowest number here will be 6. The lowest number here will be 6. Among the four values, if these four are the values, the greatest value that the lowest number can take is 6. In any other case, if I go, the greatest value the lowest number can take is 5 here, is 4 here. Among 6, 5, and 4, of course, 6 is best. Therefore, answer to the third question should be option C. Last question. If each one bought at least 125 rupee packet and the maximum number of 125 rupee packets that they could, what was the total number of packets that were bought? Okay. Now see, nobody can buy 125 rupee packets. Either they will buy 525 rupee packets or none at all. Hopefully the movement, you remember, it was in steps of 5. It was in steps of 5. See, if we go backwards, this will be 5 and 10. We go backwards, this will be 5 and 8. We have been tasked with identifying how many packets have these people bought in this case. So I've got 5 plus 13 is 18. 5 plus 11 is 16. 5 plus 10 is 15. 5 plus 8 is 13. 13 plus 15 is 28. 16 plus 18 is 34. Add these two up, we get 62. Answer to the last question is 62. That is the entirety of this set. Again, the initial instructions are fairly straightforward. It would have been convoluted had you been working with 25 and 125. If you had reduced it to 5 and 1, the work would have been slightly easier. Also, the subsequent subparts here, it was more a convolution of language rather than the absolute difficulty of the question itself. Hopefully you learned something from these sets. That will be all. Okay, bye.